Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jim with JRCLOCKER on eBay. Today we want to talk a little bit about our strategies going forward and selling on eBay. Also, we want to talk about our promoted listings. So at the end of this video, there'll be a little tag on about our promoted listings and how we're doing. So please wait for that. But before we really get started, I want to tell you about a friend of mine, Mark. His wife works for us, and we've known him for 15 years, and he's unfortunately in the hospital on a ventilator as we speak. He's been there on it for 2 days. Please, I don't, if you just well wishes or good vibes or prayers, whichever you choose, I'd really appreciate it if you did it for Mark. Anyway. A lot's going on. I mean, this is crazy, I mean, you can't go out, you got to stay home. Our employees are gone except the skeleton crew that we have here, my son Jeff, my wife Trish, and myself. And we're down to, we sell, only on JRCLOCKER, right now. We stopped Etsy, everything else, because we wanted to concentrate on one thing since there's only 3 of us. And that's what we're doing. Fortunately, we have a warehouse full of stuff, that we specialize in, and some other stuff that we've picked up, and we'll experiment with that. But today I want to talk to you about what you might be facing right now. A lot of you sell things that that may not be that popular to sell on eBay right now. But you might want to look around in your house, your basement, your attics, your garages for things that people may need, or just help them nest a little bit better. If you have old, toys from grandchildren or your children, or stuff that you've picked up in box lots at auctions or at yard sales or whatever that maybe you just ignored for a while, and maybe you should look through that and take an inventory of that kind of stuff. And if you get on eBay and they're nobody else is selling it, take a shot. Okay, take a shot. Maybe you'll find a new little niche. We sell watches and clocks. We sell parts for watches and clocks, and a lot of our customers and our business is up right now. We're about 27% above last year for the month of March, and because a lot of people turn to us for, if you're a guy that likes, to have a hobby of, making or building clocks or woodworking, and you want to say, oh yeah, this guy, sells clock movements. Let me buy a clock movement and I'll build a case for it. We're getting a lot of that. We've shipped 2 huge orders to Australia in the last 2 weeks. We have video coming up on that one because we had a big shipment yesterday. And we videotaped it for people wanting to know a little bit more about global shipping and that, because it was a combined order, and it all had to go in one box, and it ended up being like a 2016-14 box. Anyway, but look around your attics. Look around the things that you might not suspect. Just pick it up and do some research and see if maybe somebody will want it. Have old model cars, in the boxes that, I got it. And, I mean, I remember once being at a yard sale, and this guy had tried selling toys online. I got to get a really good deal on him because he was going out of the business. I bought them all. And over the next couple months, I sold it all. And I sold it at a good profit. Excuse me. And that's what you need to look at now. You also need to look at strategies going forward. Okay, you not have to look at what you have to do now to better your business and protect yourself. You need to look at what you're going to do in the future. You need to learn from what's going on now, because I've been doing it for over 20 years. Okay. And I'm concerned about the need for what I have drying up, or the this thing extending out 2 years, which it might do. Okay, not as severe as it is right now, but you have to you got to plan on that. This could be a 1 to 2 year situation as far as slower sales. Um, I think probably sales are going to actually slow down during our normal slowdown during the summer, but it could be a little bit lower than we've experienced in the past. So we're going to have to work hard to make sure that we're doing everything we can to prevent that. Okay, because if you're worrying about what you're going to sell next week, you're in trouble. Because I mean, you got to worry about what you're going to sell next month, 6 months from now, a year from now, and if you can, buy in as much bulk as you can at a disciplined margin price. The biggest questions I get from people are is like, can you really make a business where you buy something for 100 and sell it for 150? And I tell them, can you really make a business of buying something for $1 and selling it for $1.50? And they look at me and go, well, that's not making much money. I say, yeah, buying for 100 and selling it for 150 isn't making much money either. You're putting the same amount of, same percentage of pressure on the dollar and the $100, except there's more pressure on the $100 because that takes a lot of dollars out of your pocket to spend on other inventory. So you have to be margin disciplined. We have a motto here: if it ain't cheap, it ain't mine. I don't buy it because I don't know how long I'm going to have to hold it. Some things I buy thinking, oh, geez, I don't know how long I'm going to hold this. And it goes like crazy. It sells the next day. Well, fine, that's great. The other thing we look at is that with margin discipline, if I buy something for $3 and I can sell it for 150, and somebody gives me an offer for 65, it's sold. I don't get hung up. I don't go fighting. Don't fight for the last dollar on something, because the last dollar of value is the hardest dollar to get. Okay, so if you say, oh, well, I'm buying these shoes, these Air Jordans or whatever, because I don't buy this stuff, so I don't know what to tell you. But if let's say I'm buying, these Air Jordans, and they're selling on eBay for $300, so I paid $200 for them, I'll do well. You got to figure that something might happen before you get a chance to sell them, like a pandemic, that you may not be able to get $200 for it. Okay, you have to be margin disciplined. We look for margins for at least 5 times. I mean, at least 5 times. Now, there's things that we don't. We only get 3 or 4, but a lot of stuff we get 10 to 20 times what we paid for it and more, because it all then averages out. Okay, we run about a $42 average sale price, but we budget, and everything that we do is on a $24 average sale. So our whole business plan runs like, if we sell 100 items, it's going to be $2,400. The nice thing is that we sell $100 right now. We're $4,200. It's a lot better. So anyway, that you really need to refocus yourselves in making your business better. Okay, I think a lot of people, the really good sellers, are going to find out this. They don't care what they sell as long as they have a successful business. Your character is everything that's involved in this. Be a good seller, because there's a lot of bad sellers out there. I know you're going to say there's a lot of bad buyers. Yeah, but there's more bad sellers than there are bad buyers. Okay? Because bad sellers train bad buyers. Okay? They are the force that makes bad buyers. And if you're new starting out, don't sell expensive stuff. Get some feedback. Make yourself look like you're an experienced seller, because I don't get any, knock on wood, I don't get any scam offers, or I don't get scammed. One, because most people don't even know what I sell, they don't understand it, and two, they don't think that they can sell and make any money on it, so why scam? So I had one guy a year ago. I was actually just looking through, because I have a file of bad buyers, and I was just looking through, and he had bought a movement from a part from me, took some parts out, put his old bad parts in, and returned it to me. Well, he'll never be able to buy from me again. And this is the next thing. If you find a good space, make yourself the best seller in that space. All right? And that means, again, discipline on what you spend on stuff. People go, well, you have hardly any stuff in it, any money in it. Wow. I mean, well, I have hardly any money in it, so I don't have to worry about it selling. Okay, and that's the strategy you really need to look at. Okay, if it ain't cheap, it ain't mine. And the last thing I want to tell you here before we go on to the other video is, if it ain't cheap, it ain't mine. But the biggest thing is that you don't make your money when you sell. You make your money when you buy. Okay, when I buy something at the right price and I have margin discipline, I don't have to worry about selling it. It will sell. I can put it. We have about 3,000 items. It's dipped now quite a bit, like 280, 2,800 or something like that. And it always does it because we're low in staff and just we're having actually a lot of sales. But go over to Craigslist Hunter. He's a great resource to find out what he's selling. He's on YouTube. Resell Rabbit, if you do more things like if you buy pallets and stuff. The one thing I'll say about Resell Rabbit is, I watched a video the other day and he said, well, I don't think I'm going to make money on this pallet. I would never touch a pallet or anything I didn't know I was going to make money on. You can't gamble in this business, okay? If you're gambling, I think it was a $4,700 pallet. And he's sitting there going, I think I'm going to lose money on this pallet. I don't put $4,700 of risk. If I put $4,700 out on something, I'm expecting to make $50,000, $60,000 on that. Okay, get the 47 back and then make 50 or 60,000. That's the way we look at our discipline. So I could never be a pallet buyer. No. And another thing, when you're running low on inventory, don't lose your discipline and say, well, I just have to buy it because I really need stuff on my store. No, you don't need it that bad. You don't need to overpay for stuff. Don't overpay. Wait. I'd rather see you have less stuff on. It's like what we're doing now. I mean, I could run and just throw a bunch of half-assed listings up and we'd be back over 3,000. But that's not what we're focused on right now. We're focused on sending out offers to people that are watching our items, especially when we go to the offer page. I always go over watchers. The most watchers I want at first. Okay, and so as we I forget what you search every eligible thing that you can send offers on. And if you do, and one thing you better notice too, I just started doing this, but like last Tuesday, let's say I sent out 100 offers on 100 different items, and then it lasts 48 hours. So today I'm looking at the same items that didn't get bought, still have 15 watchers, and I'm sending offers, and I noticed there's only 2 eligible watchers to get this offer. And I figured it out. I have 2 more watchers from when I put it on Tuesday, on Saturday. So I can only send the offers to those 2 people. I don't know when that expires and goes back, but I'm sending it out because I got 2 new fish looking at my bait. So I'm sending it to those people. I'm not saying, oh, I'm only sending 1 offer. No, I'm sending it because they're the most interested people. They just got interested. So look at that strategy too. And what I'm going to do and when I'm done this is send out more offers because I do it in spurts all day long. But I'll get up to probably about 100 or 200 offers out today. And I want to try to do it so they have the weekend really to think about it. Probably should have done it yesterday, but I got distracted. I was supposed to call a picker that I buy from and got so distracted I didn't get to call him. So I'll have to call him on Monday. But anyway, this is the strategies that we're looking at. Don't try to make the last dollar on something. Okay, the last dollar is the hardest to get. If it ain't cheap, it ain't mine. And have discipline. Don't buy because you're desperate for inventory. We buy so we're not desperate. We have a whole warehouse full of stuff because we're not. And so today we're not desperate. One last thing we're going to do. We're going to actually put out ads on Facebook Marketplace telling people that we're buying this, that, or whatever. And because there's people out there that are less fortunate than us that are going to have to be selling some things in order to survive what's going on right now. And I want to be delicate about it, okay? The stuff that we're asking about, we sell watches and clocks. I'm not asking them to sell me grandpa's, handed down pocket watch. Actually, I won't buy it. But if grandpa has an old box of old clock parts or old box of old watch parts in the basement, and I tell him, I don't go on there and say, we're buying pocket watches. I say, we're buying junk parts. Because then I can feel better about it. Because then I can go and buy them and give them some money that they may need. I'm really serious about this. I do not want to be a bottom, buzzard, whatever. I don't. But I do want to offer help. And I can't hire people because I can't have people work here right now. But I can get out there and see if they have, and they may come out with a bag. You know what I'm going to get? I'm going to get a lot of bag of quartz watches, that aren't worth anything. And I'll probably give them $5 a bag for them because I don't care. Oh, if I can give you another little tip. I know this is extending but it just came to me too. Somebody says, hey, calls me up and say, hey, I hear you buy different stuff. Can you come over? I always buy something. If it's, I had a woman many, many, many years ago, and you know what they are, the FDA little vases, all right? And she was having a yard sale, and I had an open shop at the time, and she was in there. This is back 30 years ago. And I had an open shop. She came in and said, hey, I'm having a yard sale. I'm just looking around to see what I can price stuff at. She didn't look like she was having any success finding anything to price. And I said, so when's your yard sale? Because this was a Thursday. I remember this. She said, well, it's over the weekend. I said, oh, I can't make it this weekend. I could have probably. Matter of fact, I know I could have. But, any way I can come see it like after I get off of work? She says, sure, come on over. And I said, and I can help you price some stuff if you need it. And she's like, oh, sure, come over. When you're offering something, and I did, I priced up. And she said, come on in the house, all the good stuff's in the house. And I came in the house and she had, look at all these little vases. And they're all little milk glass, flower vases from FDT Florist or whatever it's called. And, from some florist. They weren't, to me, as an antique dealer and whatever, I didn't find any value in them at all. And I said, so do you have anything in the garage? And he said, oh, there's nothing but junk in the garage. And that's what I'm trying to tell you today, okay? I went out there and ended up spending a ton of money with her because she thought all the junk was in the garage. And so she would have opened that up and sold it for nothing, okay? And dealers would have been out there and whatever. You pay a fair price, but you keep margin discipline, okay? I opened a box. I saw a wedding ring that had been chopped in 3 places sitting there. Actually, I only saw the 1/3 of it. And I said, well, I didn't look through the rest of the box. I just closed the box and said, I can give you $5 for this. And this was, remember, 30 years ago when gold was only $15 an ounce. So it wasn't like I was stealing anything, okay? Found another thing, a broken down piece of furniture that had, ended up buying it because it was in her way. She goes, I really wish I could get rid of this. And back then it was different. I said, okay, what do you want for it? And she said, I don't know, $10. I said, sure. Well, in a cubby hole way in there, later I found a nice little wall Art Deco penny bank, which another dealer bought from me right away. So you never know what you're going to do. Look around your garage, look around your attic, look around your basement, okay? Your sheds, whatever. You may find something that, you've never sold anything like that before in your life. And, but you may be interested, I don't care. Take a piece of paper, throw it out of a box, and I'm going to research everything in that box right there. Do it, okay? One, it's a scavenger hunt, and the biggest fun that we have, my son Jeff has, my wife has, because we're the 3 principal buyers, is going out for the hunt. And I know a lot of people that sell on eBay like it because of the hunt. They go to thrift stores, they go to Goodwills, they hunt. Well, you got to turn your house into a hunt now. All right, so go hunt. All right, go find something that you can sell, because some of the funnest things that my son and I and my wife and I have done is going hunting in this time and look at boxes that, oh yeah, we put that in the corner. We're doing the same thing. We're looking there. One is cleaning up a section of our offices or our warehouse or wherever we have the stuff in a garage. We have a garage right next to our office. We're going through, we're hunting. That's what the fun is, all right? Don't lose the fun of eBay. Anyway, I'm coming off my soapbox now, and I am going to lead over to that ending clip about how we're doing promoted listings. Okay, as promised, we're going to look at our promoted listings. We're in day 22 and a half. Okay, the end of the day will be 22. And we have 151 sales for over $4,600, which I'm really happy with. Only $93 or $94 in ad fees, but that's good because we get a $25 credit because we have an anchor store. That's what kind of got us started here, and we started officially on March 6th, and it's now March 28th, and I'm happy. I'm going to continue doing it whether I get a discount or not. We're going to continue this official campaign. Sorry, ends on the last day of the month, but we are going to put another campaign in immediately thereafter, and just continue, because in these troubled times, this isn't a bad way to go. All right. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns, you can put them in the comments, and I'll be really happy to answer anything that you might have going on. remember my friend, our photographer's husband's in the hospital on a respirator, and or a ventilator. Sorry, I shouldn't say respirator. That's totally wrong. He's on a ventilator. He's been on it for 2 days. He's maintaining. Um, of course, he's been sedated, and but it's really hard on families that are, that are home waiting to hear about how their loved ones are doing in the hospital. Um, so please, whichever you do, good wishes or prayers or whatever. Uh, his name's Mark. He's a good guy. I've been friends with him for 15 years. Anyway, uh, let's go out there and sell, promote, tweak your ads, go through your basements, go through your attics, go through your garages. Those little things that you may not think are worth anything are selling right now. All right, you have a good day. Thanks for stopping by.